So I'll talk about three concepts or three rituals we have in Islam and the impact they have on our focus. The first one is Salah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. That believers are indeed successful. Allah says, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. The believers are successful. Who? What's the first quality mentioned? Those who are in the Salah, khashi'un. Khashi'un here, they tried to put like a lot of explanation in English, it's so hard to capture it, is completely drawn and focused in Salah. Completely drawn and focused in Salah. There are two parts for this. One is what we know as tama'nina. Tama'nina means you stand and you know that you're standing. And you bow, you know that you're bowing. And you prostrate, you know that you're prostrating. That's one level of focus. You at least know where you are in Salah. The second level of focus is when you're completely consumed by Salah. The famous stories, I'm sure you've heard many of these, where a person will be praying in a masjid. A fire will start in the masjid. And this person has no idea. And he's completely consumed. People are running around, rushing, trying to put off the fire. And he'll be like, and these guys are sitting there praying. And you're like, did you see the fire? They're like, what fire? In a different world. Or the story of the man who had to cut off his leg because he had a disease in his leg. He had to cut it off. And those days, there's no nice anesthesia, or he can be knocked out medically. So they said, shall we give you alcohol? So your mind goes, you don't feel it. He said, nope. What should we do? He said, let me pray. When I'm in my sujood, take my leg and cut it. So okay. So imagine, just imagine this. You're praying. The guy's in sujood. They pull his leg. They bring a saw. And they're trying, it's not like one slice, it's like chopping it, proper saw, through the thickest bone in your body, which is the bone of the thigh. Okay? Chopping it, blood gushing out. Bringing hot boiling oil to stop the blood gushing out. And the man faints, of course, at that point. But at the whole process, he was in sujood completely focused. Now, normally when I tell these stories, people get depressed. They're like, man, we'll never get there. I'm here to give you some practical tips. Maybe we'll not get exactly, hopefully none of you have to cut off your legs while praying, but maybe something close. Some practical tips, we need to work towards it. We shouldn't give up. So, let me go quick to how to improve your focus. Number one, the fan example. I learned this from, I was listening to radio and I heard this one before. You know how the fan, when you turn it off, it doesn't stop immediately. It takes time to slow down. So the person said that's exactly the same thing with your mind. When the adhan goes off, stop the fan. That's buzzing your head. Get up. Go make wudu. The fan is slowing down. Go towards the masjid. The fan is slowing down. Read Tahiyyat masjid. The fan is slowing down. Sit down, read some Quran. The fan is slowing down. By the time you stand for Salah, the fan has stopped. But if we do what we do, we're working, Allahu Akbar. That sudden instant change, you can't do it because your mind is working, buzzing. So that's why we have this period from adhan to iqamah, is for us to disconnect from this world and connect to the hereafter. It's a process. Allah wants you to disconnect. That's why we have this too. Why Allah, isn't it by Allah's wisdom, He gave us this adhan and iqamah as a way for us to disconnect from what you're doing, have a period of time where you're kind of slowing your mind down and focusing and focusing your initial salah, and then salah comes up, that's stand up and pray. So remember the fan example. Whenever you feel like 5 more minutes, I need to do something, I need to work on something, stop at adhan. There's a hadith from Muhammad says, لا بارك الله في عمل بعد الأذان. There is no barakah in a deed done after adhan. When the adhan goes off, you drop it. That should be a cue. Drop. That's it. Time for salah. If you stop at adhan, you'll find yourself completely able to focus much better than if you're keeping up to the last minute of iqamah, or something that you know the prayer is starting, but I'll just rush in the last minute. Even for sisters, if you pray at home alone, if you know that I'm going to stop when I hear the adhan, or stop if you know the time of salah, give yourself some time, then you pray. Instead of, for example, I'm cooking, I'm taking up, Allahu Akbar, not like the cartoon. All right? That cartoon is exaggerated. You need time to slow down. If you're able to go to the masjid, go to the masjid. It helps you to bring you focus in salah. Recite new surahs. Not the same Qul Huwallahu Ahad, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, Qul Huwallahu Ahad every single salah. Change the ayat, learn new surahs. When you learn new surahs, you will be more conscious of what you're saying.